There is something fascinating about being a walking mystery, isn't there? The so-called chosen ones carry a carefully guarded identity, like a safe locked by divine hands. It's as if the universe holds a secret so powerful that it doesn't dare reveal it before the right time. Imagine someone with extraordinary abilities living among us, but going unnoticed. This is no coincidence, it's a strategy. Thus, they are not distracted by curious onlookers or, worse, by those who might try to exploit their gifts for selfish purposes. Think about how stars shine quietly, hidden by the daylight. In the same way, the chosen ones keep their true abilities out of the spotlight. This doesn't mean they are insignificant. Quite the opposite. It's a smart move to avoid judgment or misunderstandings. Have you noticed how society tends to fear what it doesn't understand? They remain hidden not only to protect themselves, but also to shield those who aren't yet ready to comprehend the magnitude of their mission. Imagine discovering that someone you've known for years, perhaps even yourself, possesses talents that could change the world. This hidden identity is crucial. It's like planting a seed in fertile soil and waiting patiently until the right time reveals its true nature. But beware, with every step of this journey, the chosen ones are shaped and prepared, not just to be special, but to be unparalleled. And when the veil is lifted, the impact will be undeniable. After all, this calculated modesty is merely the gateway to something much greater. Sometimes, the most powerful people are the ones who make the least noise. The chosen ones possess an underestimated presence, a strategic silence that sparks natural curiosity. Imagine someone entering a room without fanfare, but their energy is so immense that everyone around feels it. They don't need grand speeches or exaggerated gestures to be noticed. This behavior is the key to maintaining focus while also building quiet respect without exposing themselves unnecessarily. This apparent humility is their secret weapon. While the world revolves around those who shout the loudest or shine the brightest, the chosen one observes, absorbs, and plants. They know their strength doesn't need to be displayed at every moment because true power is the one that reveals itself when it is most needed. Think of a leader who, rather than monopolizing attention, only acts when the moment demands. They are like an invisible thread, connecting all the pieces without anyone noticing until it's too late. Have you noticed how some people have a calm that unsettles others? This is part of the mystery of the chosen ones. Their presence is a silent storm that could shake the world, but only at the exact moment. There is no rush to show what they possess because they know their true greatness will be recognized by those who truly matter. And while others are focused on shining, they stay in the shadows, preparing for the big moment when their influence will be so evident that no one will be able to ignore it. Often, the challenges we face in life are not just a sequence of random events, but a divine preparation. The chosen ones understand this very well. Every challenge that appears is not an obstacle to be feared, but an opportunity to be refined, to grow. Life, to them, is like the work of a sculptor. Sometimes it requires breaking, shaping, and polishing until the true masterpiece emerges. This process of maturation is essential for one who carries a grand mission. When the winds of adversity blow, it's easy to fall into the temptation of thinking we are being punished or abandoned. But the chosen ones look at these struggles with different eyes. They understand that every challenge is a chance to develop resilience, strength, and skills necessary to fulfill the destiny that awaits them. And contrary to what many believe, suffering does not break them, but builds them. They learn from each fall and rise stronger every time, refined by life. See, many people try to avoid difficulties, seeking the comfort of safe zones. But the chosen ones are not afraid of difficulties. They know it is in the fire of adversity that the best qualities are forged. And when the cycle is complete, when the challenges become a story of overcoming, that's when true potential begins to shine. It's not about avoiding suffering but learning from it, and that's what makes them ready for the immense purpose the universe has for them. Sometimes, it's not necessary to do anything for others to feel a certain unease around us. The chosen ones possess this power without even trying. Their mere presence, silent and deep, has the effect of awakening insecurities in people who are not aligned with their purpose. It's like a soft light that effortlessly illuminates everything around it, making those who lack clarity about themselves feel uncomfortable. This phenomenon is not out of malice, but simply due to the intensity that overflows without words. This kind of intimidation is not aggressive but subtle. Think of a calm river, but with a force capable of shaping mountains. Those with doubts or impure motivations naturally feel repelled by the pure energy of the chosen ones. They don't need to demonstrate physical or intellectual power. Their inner strength is already enough to create this invisible barrier. This serves as a filter, leaving only those who truly share a worldview aligned with what is to come. The truth is that often the nature of this intimidation is a gift in disguise. It protects the chosen ones from distractions, from people who could divert them from their path. And at the same time, it creates space for them to connect with those who are ready to recognize their essence. The key is not to be bothered by this. On the contrary, one should embrace the idea that those who distance themselves were not part of the journey, and those who remain are the ones who are connected with what is to come. The chosen ones possess a unique vision, something beyond what ordinary eyes can see. They operate on a deeper frequency, able to perceive the hidden layers of reality. It's as if, while most are observing the surface of the ocean, they're already exploring its depths. This perception is not a random gift, but a skill cultivated over time. They see beyond the everyday distractions and the illusions that society tries to sell, recognizing what truly matters. Imagine a person who is amidst a crowd but can see a solution where others see only a problem. This is the power of the chosen ones. Instead of getting stuck in appearances, they connect with the essence. They have an uncommon clarity about what is truly at stake, whether in personal relationships, business, or even in the simple course of life. They know that the world is not as it seems, and that's why their decisions are more assertive, more precise, because they are always looking beyond the smokescreen. Sometimes this type of vision can be lonely. When you can see things with clarity that others don't possess, you may feel isolated or misunderstood. But the chosen ones don't let this affect them. On the contrary, it is this vision that makes them stand out and follow a path that many don't understand. They know they are going against the current, but trust in their discernment. And it is precisely this ability to see beyond the illusions that places them on a trajectory that, while challenging, is full of meaning. There is a grandeur in the destiny of the chosen that simply cannot be understood immediately. What is reserved for them is so vast that the world, in its current state, cannot grasp it. Imagine a deep and infinite ocean, where each wave carries a potential for transformation that few can perceive. This destiny, although grand, is also an immense responsibility. It is not something to be taken lightly, but with the understanding that the magnitude of the purpose requires preparation and patience. Often, the chosen are confronted with the fear of becoming what they are destined to be. The world, in its limited vision, tends to resist big and radical changes. And that is why this destiny must be protected until the right moment. When someone with a massive destiny tries to reveal themselves before the time, they can become targets of envy, misunderstanding, and even resistance. The revelation, being so impactful, must happen when both external and internal conditions are aligned, so that nothing and no one can prevent the fulfillment of that destiny. This does not mean that the chosen hide out of weakness, but out of wisdom. They know that the world is not yet ready to embrace what they have to offer. And so each step is taken with caution, always considering the perfect timing. They prepare behind the scenes, like an orchestra tuning their instruments before the grand performance. And when the time comes, the impact will be so great that no one will be able to ignore their presence or mission. Silence has an extraordinary power, and the chosen know this better than anyone. They do not need words to be heard. Their stillness speaks for itself, conveying a force that often bothers, but also inspires respect. Silence, when used strategically, can be one of the most powerful tools. By abstaining from hasty opinions or empty words, the chosen preserve their energy for the right moment, when their words, filled with meaning, become unbeatable. Have you noticed how some people have the gift of silencing everyone with just one look? That is the power of silence. When the chosen speak, everyone stops to listen because they know that every word has weight and purpose. They use silence to protect their space, their energy, and to avoid getting involved in dramas or distractions. This is not passivity, but a conscious choice to not disperse their power in trivial matters. Deep down, they know the world speaks a lot, but few words truly have value. Silence also has the power to teach. When someone is silent, they give space for the other to express themselves and reveal themselves. And by listening carefully, the chosen capture valuable insights that most don't notice. Furthermore, this silence protects against the premature exposure of their intentions. By not rushing to show everything they know, they leave the door open to act with precision and wisdom when the moment is more appropriate. Silence is, therefore, a powerful choice, a way of being that maintains control and balance without apparent effort. Solitude, for the chosen, is not a burden, but a source of strength. They understand that isolation does not need to be viewed as abandonment, but as a sacred moment of introspection and growth. In the stillness of solitude, they find a clarity to hear their own voice, away from external influences. It is in this space that great ideas are born, where the chaos of the world dissipates and true vision can emerge. Solitude, then, is the fertile ground where they cultivate what will be offered to the world. Rather than fearing solitude, the chosen embrace it, knowing that it is essential for their evolution. They recognize that it is only in isolation that they can reconnect with their essence and prepare for the great mission that awaits them. During these periods of solitude, they develop self-sufficiency and an inner strength that makes them unshakable. This time of reflection and introspection is often the necessary preparation to act wisely in the world when the right moment arrives. Solitude, for them, is also a form of protection. It isolates them from distractions and negative energies that could divert their focus. And it is in this state of isolation that they become stronger, more creative, and more aligned with their purpose. It is like a butterfly that, by isolating itself in the cocoon, undergoes a transformation process before emerging, finally, in its strongest and most capable form. Solitude is, then, the silent preparation for the grand role they will play when they emerge from the cocoon and spring into action. Time is something that the chosen understand in a deep and unique way. They know that nothing happens by chance, and that the right moment will always reveal itself in divine timing. Rushing or anticipating what is destined to occur is a common mistake, but the chosen do not fall into this trap. They understand that each phase of life, each experience, serves to prepare them for what is to come. Time for them is not a race, but a dance perfectly orchestrated by divine wisdom. Sometimes it seems that the world is moving at an accelerated pace and that we must keep up with this speed. But the chosen know that true progress lies in aligning with cosmic time, not forcing things. Each lesson, each victory, and each challenge is part of a larger cycle. They know that when the right time arrives, everything will align naturally, without haste. Therefore, instead of resisting or fighting against what has not yet come, they remain confident and prepared, knowing that the universe has its own plans for them. Divine timing is not just about waiting passively, but about actively preparing. The chosen use time to grow, learn, and refine themselves, without the pressure that something must happen now. They understand that patience is not inaction, but the trust that proper preparation will always lead to the right moment. And it is with this combination of preparation and confidence that they are ready for the great revelation of their destiny when the time is truly right. The purpose of the chosen goes far beyond the ordinary, beyond what most people imagine to be a successful life. They do not seek to accumulate material possessions or social status. Their purpose is deeper, more meaningful, and intrinsically tied to a mission of transformation. They are born with the clarity that they are here to change the world, to leave a lasting mark. And this mission, being so grand, often cannot be fully understood by others until they reveal themselves to the world. Most people seek happiness in superficial things, fame, wealth, social approval. But the chosen know that true fulfillment comes from something much greater. They are driven by a purpose that transcends individual interests and connects to something collective. When they act, it is not to gain something for themselves, but to contribute to something larger than themselves. They know that true greatness comes from serving, from impacting lives, and from making a difference, no matter how small or large that impact may be. The purpose of the chosen also challenges societal norms. While most follow the tide, they have the courage to swim against the current. This may mean living a life that is not the easiest or most comfortable, but rather the one most aligned with their true mission. The path of the chosen is not common, and they are not afraid to be different. They know that it is precisely in being different that the true purpose lies, and that this journey, no matter how challenging, is the one that brings the greatest fulfillment.